Madden gods.
Perfect. Welcome to T4G. How y'all doing today? Today's a great day to be great, isn't it? What a great day to be great. Today we're going to show you how to get the best tight ends in Madden 24 franchise mode. They're going to write songs about your tight ends after this video. You're going to be a legend. Basically, you're going to be the best. You're going to wake up with good breath, peck popping, feeling mentally stronger than you were the day before, ready to take on any challenge. And it's just time to be great, right? It's a great time to be great. You know, with that being said, make sure to hit that smash that hit. Whatever they say on YouTube with that like button, just go and do it. Whatever you got to do, you know what to do. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that noti, because what's better than the noti, gang? Nothing. Nothing's better. Anyways, let's get into it. I got nothing else to say. So as we all know, whether you're from the south side of the country, east side of the country, north side, west side, strong side, weak side, we all know that wide receivers make the best tight ends, right? We've talked about this for many years, and we'll probably be 80 years old doing videos being like, we told you 80 years ago, and we won't let you forget, don't worry. But they make the best, right? So there's one method of what you can do. Like, just a quick example here for those of you who don't know. The fastest tight end is a 91 speed. Kyle Pitts. His agility is an 81, which is an absolute crime. It's a debacle. But it is what it is. So when it comes to wide receiver, speed is much more gracious, as you can see here. So a good goal is to look for someone who's, you know, you can go 6'2" if you want. Personally, I like 6'3" because it just feels more natural to me. I don't want to be too unrealistic, because there's people like, that's so unrealistic. It is unrealistic if you have a 5'8", 165-pound dude. I'm with you on that. I'm 100% with you on that. But if I got a guy who's 6'3", 220-something pounds, and I bump him up 10 pounds, I don't think that's unrealistic, because there are receivers out there, tight ends, that are a little bit faster. You know, and bumping up 10 pounds isn't the hardest thing to do. Like, Chase Claypool is a huge dude. Okay, very big man who could play tight end, and it wouldn't be unrealistic. Okay, so you can make it to where it's not super unrealistic. You can go and get guys who are bigger body guys, trade for them. That is one way to do it. Okay, and we'll show you some more things in the trade game that are going to just help tune you up and make you more effective. The other way to do it is obviously through the draft, right? And this is one thing that I lean on quite a bit. You can also find a lot of these guys in the free agency, right? And you'll find them just sitting there after a draft, and you'll find physical guys that are bigger dudes that got a little bit more speed to them as well. Because for some reason, you know, when guys get fast enough, they're like, oh, automatic tight end. And that's not necessarily true to real life. Some of these tight ends, like, are really, if you look at like Sam Laporta is a pretty agile beast for a big fella. Like, he is really good. So in reality, you're mainly looking for size first. By the way, I think this guy is probably a beast. I would have to say that this guy is a tight end, though, and I draft him way too early, but Jesus, Lord have mercy. I mean, what's his short route running? His deep route running? He's a B, too. This guy's a playmaker. Jesus Christ. But I just don't know if I would draft him as a tight end, though, if he ends up being that good. What's weird about him, though, is his playmaker. He's a deep threat, too. His bench press, he's an ox, so he's like a physical guy. He's got elite strength. This guy's a monster, bro. I gotta draft this guy just because, yeah, he's a big SOB. Anyways, we got one guy off the board, so we're gonna go to another guy. I'm gonna see if I can find another dude. I'm gonna just use this to draft some tight ends here. That's gonna be the first thing that we're gonna do. Physical guys are obviously really good guys to look for. This guy's 2 to 3. You can look for playmakers, but in reality, you want to see some size. This guy's not super fast. He's got a D awareness. We also have a video, too, talking about how to draft and scout superstar X Factors across the board. And so it is what it is. This guy's also a really big dude out of Georgia, real big man out of Georgia. You can't tell me he's not tight end material here. Now, his acceleration, his agility aren't the best, but his 40-yard dash is pretty, you know, snazzy. Short route running is going to be your biggest benefit, obviously, because what do they do majority of the time? Short route running. Now, that guy's not bad. I'll draft one more guy, and then I'll simulate to the end of the draft and show you guys some guys that are potentially sitting on the free agency. So I got to just draft Yarbrough, see where he's at, 91 speed. Don't worry. Here's one thing I don't want you guys to worry about. I don't want you to worry about the development, okay? Because this is not offensive line. So this guy's a 74, this guy's a 68, but I'm not too concerned about that. This guy, normal dev, normal dev. Tight ends are easy to get their dev up, right? And so you even look at him, he would be considered probably the fastest tight end in football, right? Or he's right there because the speed's close to Pitts. This guy's definitely going to be overall balanced, more speed, but he's a 74 overall now. He's a big frame dude. He's going to be fine. Some of these guys you're not going to want to start at tight end because they're so good, but his overall jumps up to a 78. Now, granted, he's not run blocking, right? He's not a great blocker. So on times where you need a block, sub him in. Get a blocking tight end, sub him in. But in reality, blocking in general for most guys that are not actual like linemen, blocking is usually atrocious, even for fullbacks. Okay, so this guy would be a beast. His injury stamina, not the best in the world, but he would obviously be an absolute freak of nature. I'm going to move this guy to tight end as well. And once again, the development will come over time. So we're going to look at these guys here. So he jumps up to a 70. Even if I used him, even whether it's a user simulation, doesn't matter. He's going to bump up pretty quick, and he's going to be a nasty beast. So we simulated to the next, I best whatever it's called, free agency or preseason week 1. So we're going to be looking at the younger guys here. So we got some guys. I want to look at the bigger dudes here. So this guy's 6'3", 232, physical guy. He'd be a good tight end also as a backup guy. They're there. You're going to be able to find them. Now, this was not the greatest wide receiver class. I can tell you that right now. Right off the bat, not the greatest wide receiver class. But if I look at my team, the guy drafted, obviously I drafted him incredibly early. If I had already really good wide receivers and I was just like, man, I really need a good tight end, and trading Hawkinson would be terrible because of that penalty. But for the most part, you're going to be able to find some really, really good dudes that are going to be incredibly fast, and they're just going to be monsters on the field for you. So there's so much you can do. You could go trade for guys like this too, because there's going to be wide receivers sitting on people's teams that are rookies, that have normal devs, that once again, look for any opportunity regardless of what their development is. Okay, and then you can go shop for them too and see, hey, this guy has good stamina, this guy has good injury, and then you're going to trade probably a decent pick for him. So like another guy like right here, so like Matt Ward, and he's just an example. He's the first guy I came across, and I was like, okay, he's big enough. Like, what's it going to be to actually get him? Probably not that much, you know what I mean? So I could look at a guy and go, hey, he fits what I want him to be. He's a big dude. I gave up a 5th and a 7th for him, and in reality, that's just not very much. He's 6'4", 233 pounds. I can move him over to tight end and end up having a really good guy, and I got him in the 5th to 7th. So I just wanted to show you all these different methods so that way you guys know, okay, I could trade for him in the beginning of the season. I could trade for him after a draft. I can draft some guys. I could go into the free agency. There's so many ways that you can find these guys, and then you could even cut him out of his contract and sign him right now for a 7-year deal. Okay, and whatever that is going to be incredibly cheap compared to what it would be. His second contract, he's probably going to ask for a 4-year deal, and then maybe a 5 at most. You could probably swing a 4-year deal, and then from there, you'll get him until he's 32, which is brilliant, right? That's exactly what you want. That 32-year is kind of the cap after that. But anyways, hopefully this helped you guys, and you found some knowledge through this in some degree.